soundstage at the National Frame Builders Association. This is the Metal Coffee Shop, and I'm Heidi Ellsworth. We have saved the best for last today. I just have to say, one of our dear friends, Ken McLaughlin with S-5. And Ken, I always love having you on the soundstage.
Thank you.
It's always fun.
It's a pleasure to be here every time. So it's fun for our group. It's fun for the organization. Super excited about the industry again.
I love it. So, okay, let's start out. For those who don't know you, which I know are very few, can you introduce yourself?
Yep.
Tell us what you do with S-5.
So my name's Ken McLaughlin. I look after national accounts and business development for North America. I work with our contractor base, just trying to figure out how to help them be more successful. That's the biggest thing.
That's great.
Yep.
How do we make contractors more successful? When we're talking about contractors, we're talking about all contractors. And here at this show, the National Frame Builder Show, we are seeing a lot of general contractors and erectors.
Different group.
Yeah,
different group. So
it's fun.
Yeah, other shows that we've been on are a different group. We've had a lot of people here that you don't get an opportunity to see, but maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
This show is a big event for them, and they're all here, which is a good thing again.
They are.
Yep, they're showing up in big groups, and we're having a good time with them. It's a great opportunity to reconnect.
Yeah, and so really the growth of post frame, and when we're talking about post frame, that's either wood, I mean traditionally wood, but now we are seeing so many metal buildings that are being with metal posts, metal
barn
dominiums that are being put together. We're loving them. They are definitely growing. Talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing on that growth of that kind of building, and really with the importance of S5 accessories, all the components.
Yep. The great thing, a lot of what we spend today talking to the booth are people that I've been building shops, I've been building garages, I've been building ag buildings, and now I'm going to start building homes and offices and different things. And I need to figure out how to attach things to those walls and to those roofs. And that's what we are. We're an engineering innovation company. That's what we do. And for a lot of these people, it's the first time they've ever met us, so it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is different. And you forget that you think 35 years in business, everybody knows us. And then there's people like, no, I don't know who you are. And I'm like, boy, are you lucky today.
We've got the solution for you.
Yeah, we talk about engineering innovation, right?
Yeah.
It's constantly, and that's what we do. And it's fun because it's like, I hate to say it's a brand new industry for us, but here, there's a lot of these people haven't done this. And they're like, I have problems and you guys have solutions. And I'm like, fantastic. That's why we're here.
Exactly what you need. But think about it, really. Over the years, I mean, when S5 first started out, it was all about snow retention, right?
Correct.
Rob Haddock did not want the snow to fall on his head, and that's how S5 started.
Yep.
But today, I hope when he hears that, it's going to be Heidi is so much more than that.
On his hat.
On his hat. I don't want snow on my hat.
Yeah.
We're going
to get in trouble now.
We're in trouble right now. That's okay. Rob should be here. There we go. But today, when you think about all of the component stuff that is on the roof, you have telecommunications, you have satellites, you have snow retention. I mean,
mechanical units, you have supply lines, you have access walkways, you have fall protection. You have all this different things.
Yes.
And then it all goes back to the original. And I'm going to diverse on you really quick, but we made a joke. So our new product got introduced this year with 2.0. It started at one of these shows 2.5, 3 years ago when an Amish contractor came up and somebody asked the question, what do you like and what don't you like?
Yeah.
And he said, these are the things I don't like. There was a story Fiona wrote on it, which is historical.
True. I remember that. Yeah.
And we laughed, and we pulled the story back up, and all of the things they talked about are what we addressed in 2.0. And now we have this new product to bring out to them, and it's fun. And the gentleman actually came by one of the previous shows and looked at it. He goes, "You listened," and I'm like, "Yeah, we did." Which is good. It took 2 years. So we don't do anything super fast, but we do it really well.
Right. Well,
and I think that's key.
Some things can't be fast. I mean, testing, everything that goes into it, the engineering, that takes time.
Yes, entirely. So
okay, what is that?
So that is Keller Guard. That is the original spaceship, battleship, the original thing we started with. The product that started because of Rob. This is going to fall off on us probably. But Keller Guard 2.0. So it's what started that snow retention revolution in my mind. We're going to catch parts. So they wanted it to go on faster and easier, and we've done both, which is a great thing. And so when the gentleman looked at it, when he saw it, he went, like, it was amazing to watch his face because I was actually sitting there as a bystander, and he looked and he said, "You actually did pay attention." And even the competitors are coming by, and our distributors are coming by, and they're like, everybody's concerned that this is difficult.
Yeah.
And we're laughing about it. We're like, we're going to show you how easy it is. And
Yeah.
they're like, that's so simple. It's so much better. Why would anybody be upset? And I'm like,
Right.
we don't know. But anyways, that's where we're at. So we're super excited. We've got this in the booth to show people along with the other snow retention. We also have some solar attachments people can see.
Solar. There's
Yeah.
the other thing.
Solar, major part of our business. It's
Yeah.
really grown in the last couple of years. And then we're doing that globally. So
Yes.
everybody looks at S-5 and we always make jokes, and I used to make jokes. Here's this small company out of Colorado
Yeah.
with a consultant, and we are a global entity.
Yes, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So we just had our sales meeting not long ago, I think in January in Colorado Springs, and we had 60 people from almost every country that we can socially trade with. Until this afternoon, that might change tomorrow.
Yeah, we just, it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
we're
We don't know what's going on.
going to keep talking.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was at your sales meeting 2 years ago and was so impressed. And then every year I know it's just growing, and this is needed around the
Yeah.
world, and it really is making a difference. Okay, on this, I had a couple things that I was flying around.
Yep.
Anything new about these that
Yes.
people should be aware of? Let's
So
talk about that.
really, if you're at the show, please come by the booth
Yeah.
space. Heidi knows what booth space I'm in already because I always forget. I think
Yeah.
it's 1021.
I think it's something.
1021. So what we changed is the actual attachment to the roof doesn't change. The attachment of the bar to the clamp is what's changed.
Okay.
And we've made it more efficient. So we've changed the VersaClip that's on the top. So now we used to have to hand feed each one of these on.
Right.
Now you don't have to hand feed them on anymore.
Nice.
The other biggest complaint from people like me that actually put the stuff on in the field were the splices. If a splice ever fell over a seam, you had to cut the bar in the field on the roof, and it was
Ah.
difficult. Now, because we have an internal splice that fits in like so,
Nice.
it can fall anywhere it wants. So you cut it once.
That's
You know, it's still the same old great front face that you put whatever color the roof is in it, and
Yeah.
it matches what your roof finish is. The clamps are the same. That hasn't changed. The bar has just got better, is what we tell people.
Yeah.
And then last thing, the snow clips. So forever we've had these. There was a retrofit version, but before you used to have to hand slide these in ahead of time. Now these can be put on at the time, and all they do is just nest into the back, and it looks like so.
That. How cool is that? Wow.
So we're super excited about that. We've saw distributor conference we had last month. Distributors were great. They've started putting it out to the market. The booth has been filled with people going, so I've heard about this, explain it to me. And I've yet to have one person go, oh, that's you guys didn't listen. They're all super excited. Like, it's a great experience. So
Yeah,
that's
that
what we
is so
appreciate.
cool.
So
I love it. I love it. And this can be used for snow retention. This can be used across the board, right?
yeah, snow retention is its primary purpose, and that's the flagship of the market. There's also 2 other ones that have multiple bars in different shapes.
That's what I thought.
So we have those that are available for markets that really want that. Certain markets really drive that. Agricultural market in some other countries want specific things, so we do that for them as well.
Yeah.
We didn't bring a piece of gripper fix, but we have a utility mount that goes onto any type of metal roofing that we can mount mechanical units to, the Starlinks to utility boxes to whatever you want to mount onto a roof and not void the warranty. We can do
I
it.
love it.
Yeah,
I love it. The innovation, the entrepreneurship, the inventorness, being inventors. I know there's a better word for that.
Yeah, I think the ability of the company to listen to the customer
Yeah.
and be innovative based on their needs is
Right.
the great thing. We're really big, so we can do things at a big standpoint, but we're really small, so we believe in listening to the customer, which is a different experience. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And that's what these meetings are filled with. And that's what these shows are filled with. And like everybody else, you show up at another trade show and you're going, what's going to be different? I'm always astonished that there's something different. Always.
Well, and let's end on that. The difference and we kind of touched on it at the beginning, but the difference in this show from the show, where were we? We were just at IRE, right?
Yeah, we were at IRE. We were at NERCA.
We were at NERCA. You were there with Karen.
Yeah.
And but now at this show, it really is. It's about the type of contractors that we're talking to, and it's the builders, it's the general contractors, it's people who are really focused on these post-frame buildings.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, they're remote builders.
Yeah.
And they need solutions that aren't, I can't run to Home Depot and fix this. I got to know what's getting done. And it's fun to watch them show up because they show up. And the other thing, you see generations of their families show up with them.
I do.
And they're all learning. And I'm in awe that some I'll see younger man that's in his 20s walks up to me and talks to me like he's 60, and I'm like, where did you learn that? And you see this growth, which is fantastic. So
it's a great show. It is a great show. And right after this, Ken, I don't think you're going to this, but Danny and I are for sure going to this. We're going to go to Women in Post Frame. So it's not just the
didn't even know that
generational for
existed.
the men. You know, I'd find it if it does.
Yeah.
The women in construction and now women in post frame. Actually, Robin Oman, who is the past president for the National Frame Builder Association, started it during her presidency, and it is pretty phenomenal. So there you go.
So it has been great to watch women in construction grow.
Yes.
30 years ago, I was a judge for women in construction, a challenge thing.
Yeah.
With kids in school.
Okay.
And I got asked because I was a project manager, and I thought it was a great experience then. And it has bloomed, and now you see how many people are involved in the industry.
I know.
And it's great. It's
from National Women in Roofing to Women in Post Frame to Women in Metal Construction. Plus, let me tell you, Women in Concrete at World of Concrete. Everywhere you go, we're realizing you have to acknowledge 50% of the population, and we need to do it. And it's just because I think a lot of that with everything that's happening is because of this. So many, the families, the generations are all involved. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've become part of the management team, and it's going forward, and that's a fantastic thing. Yeah.
Although they kind of always were.
Well, they always were steering the ship. We'll just say that. Yes.
That's it. Okay. Yes. I just love visiting with Ken. So the rest of one last thing.
Yep.
The rest of the show, you're going to be there. You have your folks, and you're getting more feedback.
We're getting more feedback. We want to hear different concepts, different ideas. We want to hear good, bad, and different, like every time. Last week I was in Oregon, listening to people, and had people talk from 20 years ago, and it was fantastic to hear.
Awesome.
And it's the same concept: is come and talk to us, tell us what you need, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's how you get better.
That's how all of us get better. That's how the industry gets better.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Well, so, thank you.
Thank you for supporting the industry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know that already.
Yep. I know. Thank you so much for everything you do. It's great. I think you really are our last interview for today, but we're going to have some imagery and some fun stuff on pictures coming, and probably even a little video coming from Women in Post Frame. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. It'll be tomorrow afternoon, starting at noon. We'll be streaming live again. So stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.